Every single day, millions of people grab a stranger's hand and shake it up and down. No explanation, no instruction manual, no one asks why. You just do it.
But here's what nobody tells you. The shaking part, that up and down motion you do every time you meet someone, that was actually invented to knock weapons out of sleeves. And the wild part isn't even where it started. It's the fact that we still haven't stopped.
Section 1. The oldest security check? Ancient Greece.
Let's go back. Ancient Greece, 5th century BCE, roughly 2,500 years ago. The world is dangerous. Strangers could be carrying swords, daggers, spears. I mean, there was no way to know if the person walking toward you was friendly or about to ruin your whole afternoon. So someone figured out a clever signal. Extend your right hand, completely open, completely empty. No weapon, no threat. It basically meant, I could hurt you right now, but I won't. Now think about that. We still do this exact same gesture today. At job interviews, at weddings, meeting your friend's parents for the first time, you extend your right hand, you show it's empty. You're doing a 2,500-year-old peace signal. You just never knew it.
Section 2. The Roman arm grab. Taking it further.
But the Greeks, they just extended the hand. The Romans, they took it further. Because Roman soldiers figured out that an empty hand doesn't necessarily mean an empty sleeve. So the Roman version wasn't a handshake, it was more of an arm grab. They'd clasp each other's forearms all the way up to the elbow, just casually checking there's no dagger hiding in there. Completely normal greeting, right? Totally not suspicious. And then, the medieval knights made it even weirder. They started shaking the clasped hand up and down vigorously, on purpose. Why? To dislodge anything that might be hidden in a sleeve and not quite attached yet. That motion, the one you do at every single meeting, interview, and introduction, originally a weapon dislodging technique.
Section 3. A shift to equality in the 17th century.
Here's where the story takes a turn I really didn't expect. By the 17th century, a religious group in England called the Quakers started refusing to bow or tip their hats as a greeting. Why? Because they believed that kind of gesture implied one person was more important than another. So instead, they used the handshake. For everyone. Equally. Not a weapon check, not a security measure, just, I see you, you matter, we're equals. The gesture that started as pure suspicion got quietly rewritten by a group of people who wanted it to mean something better. And that is the version that spread across the modern world, into business deals, diplomatic meetings, Olympic ceremonies. The handshake the whole world recognizes today was shaped, more than anyone else, by a group of people who refused to bow.
Section 4. Surviving the pandemic, a habit refuses to die.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. 2020, COVID-19 hits. The handshake disappears almost overnight. Scientists, health officials, even some world leaders said, this is it. The handshake is done. Too risky. It won't recover. One 2022 survey found fewer than half of people in multiple countries have returned to their pre-pandemic handshaking habits. People were genuinely debating whether the fist bump would replace it permanently. But then, something strange happened. A 2,500-year-old habit refused to die quietly. In formal settings, business meetings, diplomatic summits, professional introductions, the handshake came roaring back. Not because anyone made a rule, not because it was safe, just because when two people meet face-to-face and one extends a hand, the pull to respond is almost impossible to resist.
Section 5. The ultimate peace signal. The big twist.
So here's the question nobody asks. Why? Why, after a global pandemic that literally proved the handshake could spread disease, did we go straight back to it? Well, here's what researchers think. The handshake isn't just a greeting anymore. Over 2,500 years, it quietly became something else entirely. When you extend your hand to someone, your brain isn't thinking about weapons or disease or ancient Greeks. It's doing something much deeper. It's signaling trust.
It's saying, I'm not hiding anything, I'm here, we're equal. And here's the most beautiful part of all this. Remember those ancient Greek gravestones? The ones showing the deceased person shaking hands with a family member? Researchers found it wasn't about politics or weapons on those stones. Families carved handshakes onto graves because they believed the bond between the living and the dead couldn't be broken by death itself. A security scan became a peace signal. A peace signal became a symbol of equality. And a symbol of equality became the way humans say, I see you, I trust you. The connection between us is real. All from an empty right hand extended 2,500 years ago.
So, the next time you shake someone's hand, remember this. You're completing a chain of human behavior that started with a soldier checking for weapons, was rewritten by people who refused to bow, survived a global pandemic, and got carved onto gravestones as proof that love doesn't end. All in one handshake.
So what do you think? Will the handshake survive the next 100 years, or will the fist bump finally win? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one.
And make sure to subscribe because our next explainer is going to change how you see something you've done your entire life.